Okay, my name is Stone, and I'm going to be your tour guide. I will take you around the museum. We'll be seeing the Brazilian Barracoon, the mobile slave relics, the first story building in Nigeria, then the Heritage Museum. Then the last place is called Point of No Return. Most of the slave taken for this compound, there used to be an entrance here. They'll cross to that island called Point of No Return. So those are the sites that we have
something
here.
I was actually wondering a lot before we came here is where the slaves that were from here actually ended up. And I'm guessing it's Brazil. Did they all end up in Brazil, or do you know?
No, what happened? Slaves were being gotten from the hinterland in our villages, right? They will move them. This place is just an exit to transport them to Brazil. And the reason why they call it Brazilian Barracoon, because most of the slaves were being taken to Brazil.
Okay, so all these, most all these slaves ended up in Brazil. Okay.
That's why, and they are Yoruba's origin.
Okay, so
that's why we call it Brazilian Barracoon.
So anybody who's watching from Brazil, their family might have actually come from here.
Yeah. Wow.
I hope it's not melted.
What's the name?
Gansito.
Gansito. What's the meaning of Gansito?
What does it mean?
Meaning of Gansito. Is it a name, company name?
Yeah, I think it's just a company name.
Yeah, I think it's from Mexico, so it might be a Spanish word.
Wow. Wow. Do you still have more?
Do we have more?
You like
more?
it?
Yes, lovely, man.
Yeah? Hello.
Is it okay? Is it okay? Hi.
Wow.
I want to see if they like it. Hi. What's your name?
Ejiro. What's your name?
What? Ejiro? Ejiro. Okay. Drew.
From Delta State.
From where?
Delta State.
Delta State?
Yes.
Oh, so you're from East?
Ejiro.
Oh, that one's melted.
Oh, not the room.
Well, I hope they still like it.
Is it good?
Okay. Are you done? I found coconut.
Bread.
Is it good?
What about the cake? It's like a cake and chocolate. What are going?
Do you like it? Is it good?
Yeah. Only you would like it.
Do you like it?
It's all the way from
It's
I think you know that.
Mexico.
It's fine.
Okay. This is the cenotaph of the man. What's your name?
Lane?
Lane. Now, I'm Stone. If I'm Lane slave, my name should be Lane. Slaves have no identity. Slaves bear their master's name. It's like you buy a dog and you name your dog and then you feel like give it to your dog. So it was captured at the age of 6. And the first master named Abbas, a black man. He resold it to a white man who took him out of Brazil. William taught him how to read and write, but later freed him. And it was the Williams that built the compact in the 1840s. In 1895, he became the Seriki Muslim of Badagry. Seriki is the title among the Muslims. Because slaves to bear their master's name, that's why we call him Seriki Williams.
Okay,
Abbas.
so Williams, after buying him from Abbas,
Abbas
freed him?
Abbas resold him to this white man, Williams. William took him down to Brazil. He taught him how to read and write, but that freed him back.
Okay, so he freed him after he taught him to read and write.
Right at your back, this was some of the European food that were used in exchange for the slave when they came to Africa. European give our forefather one umbrella to give them 40 human beings as a slave.
40 people for an umbrella?
Yeah, a bottle of whiskey go for 10 human beings as a slave. A plate go for 10 human beings as a slave. Mirror and beads. You can say 2 slaves, your brother can say 3 slaves. We call it bargaining power. It depends how you could bargain and negotiate with for beads and mirror. A gun go for 40 slaves. The long cannon gun go for 100 slaves. The short one 40 slaves. Now the question will be, sir, we Africans or black men, what do we do with the guns and the cannon? We use it to fight ourselves, to get more slaves to sell people. And I said that we sold ourselves into slavery. Europeans have their own blade, Africa to have their own. Everybody is guilty of it. You understand? This you won't try the weight.
Oh yeah?
That's a 40 human being. European give you this, you get a 40 human being.
That's one of the umbrellas?
Yeah, the same umbrella we are showing the Vice President, Yemi Shibayo, Nigeria
that's the Vice President?
Yeah, when he came to see the umbrella.
That's one of the original umbrellas? Or?
Yeah, this is umbrella. Yeah.
So this was actually one of the ones that they traded for people?
Okay, wait.
Wow.
Yeah. This one is called Being to You. Come around. No, straight here. They pull this at the ankle. Okay. They pull this at the ankle of the first slave, the second slave, then they pull this right from here.
Could you take a picture?
Yeah, and they will now lock it here. You can see. So this thing was made of metal, and it will always put wounds around their ankles. Okay, because they were slaves, they're still gonna put it. Yeah. Okay. This one is a waist chain.
A waist chain.
Any slave that is stubborn, they will tie it around the waist. So because of the heaviness, it will calm the slave down. Now, if I'm lane slave, and it should be lane, they put this one inside the fire to write lane on my checks or at my back. We call it branding because slave store here were owned by different owners. For identification, you have to brand the slave with red hot iron. This one here and this one we are used to kill the slave. Later, I will tell you how they do the lynching. Look at it.
Yeah,
So 40 will be here. Look at that small window.
Yeah, they put 40.
And that's what we provided the ventilation. So 40 of them will be here for 3 to 4
So this
months.
entire room, 40
Yeah,
people,
40,
and then
yeah.
would the door be
They'll
solid,
close- yeah,
or would it
they'll
be like a
close the door.
cage?
They'll close the door. The door will be closed. Now look at this. This is holding the plate. 10 slaves here. There's 50 slaves.
So each one of these would be 10
10,
slaves?
yeah, that's 50 human beings. Now look at this bottle. 1873 from Vienna, Austria. This is 10 human beings standing. So as you can see. These are the gift given to him by the Brazilian and the European friend.
Oh, that one's German.
Yeah, you can see it. That one is German. In just meat lesson. They say some Germans came here. We tell them to translate what be written. They say wherever there is people in a circle where they drink, there always be happiness around that circle. That what is.
And that was 10 humans?
Yeah. No. Gifts given.
Oh, that one was a gift, okay.
This is where they, if you want to take his beds or do his prayer for ablution, this is where they keep his water, soup, and the drinking pot. Years of age.
This is 200 years old?
The clothes. We call this thing local mannequin. The clothes, we are just showcasing it. And this is a picture of this man. They want to capture him as a slave. He took knife and stabbed himself to death. And this is the building where he lives. And this is one of the doors of the building. Now, if the slave escape, these are called killer's dog to trace them. Any slave that refuses to accept the master's name will be beaten to death. And if any slave die, no case, because slaves were property. With your property, you can do anything you like, and nobody.
They did that with all slaves? If they wouldn't take the master's name, they just beat them to death? Everyone?
Yes, like some slaves, there's a thing called the Roots by Alessandro Kunta Kinte. The guy African name was Kunta Kinte. The master that owns the name Toby, they want to give him Toby. The guy say, no, I'm not Toby, I'm Kunta Kinte, I'm from Africa. So they force the name onto him. So if any slave refuses, he will be beaten to death because you must accept the name. Now, do you know I show you a chain inside the first cell? They will tie it around the wrist of the men, the women to we call this thing gallows, and they'll be here dying gradually. They're just trying to instill in fear, that to put fear into other slaves.
So they just leave them up there to die? Just they hang them and then just let them die?
Create fear into other slaves, and they won't last for a day till they are dead. And this is when the slaves, they started putting ropes on the necks of their masters, the way they used to own them. And when some grown-ups abolition and put stop to the trade, the slaves here were jubilating for freedom. Now look at that small window. We also give another foray. There will be here a ventilation.
The first story building in Nigeria, 1845. This is really nice. I like that tree. That's really beautiful.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Welcome to First Story Building in Nigeria, and welcome to Badagry. We have a lot of historical center in Badagry, like story of slavery and the story of the missionaries. This house was built in 1845 by Reverend C.A. Goldman. Inside of this building, we have 6 bedrooms, 2 sitting rooms, and a 4 store. You know, the kitchen and toilet built outside. Look at the materials Missionary used to build the first story building in Nigeria. You know, the first one we call it bond bricks, from foundation to lintel level, and the second one is iron corrugated sheets, and we have a bed and the hinges for door. You can see the historical Agia tree. Under this tree, Christianity was first proclaimed in Nigeria in September 1842.
Is that
and the
tree
first,
still here?
yes, you know, under the tree. When the missionary came to Nigeria, is under this tree. Missionary preached. celebrated Christmas under this tree. Wow. You know, 2 missionaries preached under this tree. First missionaries in Nigeria, that's Reverend Thomas Beach Freeman from Methodist Church. Second missionary is Reverend Harry Townsend from Anglican Church called CMS. The full meaning of CMS, Church Missionary Society. And this tree no more standing again. And this particular tree used almost 350 years before the tree fell out, June 20th, 1959. And there's a monument of the tree beside Badagry Town Hall. And there's a picture of the man called Mr. Clydius Phillips. He was the first missionary teacher in Nigeria. You know, that time is a standard education, adult education. If you want to know the age of the student that time, his age of 45 years and above. Look at this young man, you know, he was a slave returnee. You know, slave don't bear name, bear master's name. This is the name of the masters, Crowder. You know, Crowder was a missionary. You know, Crowder trained this man how to read and write. And this man attended the school in Free Rabbi College, established in what? 1827. You know what? When this man came back to Nigeria, stand as interpreter under Reverend Harry Townsend, I get Crowder stay down inside of this room, translate English Bible into what? Yoruba. Not only Yoruba Bible, Igbo Bible and Anglican Common Prayer. This particular man can speak 19 good languages. Look at this compound. Help you hear the story of the missionary side of this building. And look at this well. You know, they wrote what? Miracle well since 1842. Every other well around this Badagry town, there's no good water. We have water there, lagoon water. Every other well affected by lagoon water. But since 1842, this well doesn't affected by lagoon water, it doesn't dry. You know, tourists that came to first story building added faith with this water of this well. It's those stories that name it what? Miracle well since 1842. Since that time, it doesn't dry. You can move closer to check the level of the water. You can see it's not far.
So you guys drink this water?
Yes,
it's clean drink.
You can drink it. Let me drink it in front of you. No, not you. Let me drink it in front of you.
You gonna drink it? Oh, so I'll take the camera. Go ahead.
Yeah, you can see it. It's a natural water. Let me drink it.
Hey, can I try it?
You can just wash your hand, not just to drink it. Thank you. Thank you. It's very good. Thank you so much.
You don't think it would be good for us to drink?
Yes.
I kind of want to try it. It's Miracle Well.
Yeah, simply believing. You can just use it to wash your hand. Thank you so much. Welcome to First Story Bid. My name is Mr. Abidemi. I'm working of First Story Bid. I'm a tour guide. Thank you. God will bless you.
Thank you so much. You were a really great tour guide.
Yeah, we really appreciate it.
Thank you.
So I just asked our tour guide about his ring because he has a Star of David on his ring, and he just told me that he's a Rastafarian. Are there a lot of Rastafarians in Nigeria?
Yes, of course. We have a lot of the Rasta in Nigeria, all over Africa entirely itself. So I'm one of the Rasta man. I'm a reggae artist.
You're a reggae artist?
Yes, I'm a reggae artist.
Oh, that's cool.
Do you have music online that people could find?
Yeah, I can give you. I will send you some of my songs.
Yeah, put it in the video. We'll send people your way.
If you send us a link to your song, we'll put it in the background.
Okay, let me just give you this. We Africans, we are not slaves. We are prince and princess. I and I know apes. We are the major follow Dumare. We Africans, we are not inferior. We are so superior. Oh, Mami Cheru. 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 Mi menya me ple ple. You ask me the rings I'm wearing, okay? Now, you know, there's a lot of sign in Africa, or even in the circle, or in the group of the Rasta people. Like this used to be King Solomon star, okay? And this star then served as a kind of magical ring for that he used. You can even hear the animal speaking when this ring was in his hand. Show you what the sound. But still, you see that this ring it has a triangle. It's a triangle. This is a two triangle that they use, and it has a meaning. They are male and female. And what is going on here? They are having a sex. I don't know, you might not understand what I'm trying to pass to you guys. You know, look at the hair. You know, look at our hair. You see?
Okay, I get what you're trying to say.
Oh, okay.
So mostly, I don't want to go far about it, but there's some cults. We call them Illuminati.
Oh, Illuminati?
Yes, they are members with surrounded. They will be at the middle, male and female. They do some ritual, something like that. I don't want to go far, so that you know.
Yeah.
Rastafari, I'm Ras.
All right, thank you.
We talk
We
more
appreciate it.
Check the description for the link to his stuff. In this water, are there crocodiles? Crocodile? Yes. Oh, nice. You see them a lot? Oh, hopefully we see one today.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Careful.
How long have you been doing this driving the boat? How long you drive the boat?
How many years?
13? Oh, 18 years?
That's how
Oh,
old
that's
you
how
are?
old you are. Oh, okay.
Cool.
We've reached the point of no return.
We want to walk on the same route that slave walked for 400 years or hundreds of years. We call this island Berefo Island. Berefo means dry land, a desolate land, a land that nobody lives during the slave era. But today we have like 3 villages on this island. We have the Badagry guys that lives here. Then at the waterfront, at the beach side, we have some bra from Ondo State. We call them Ilages. Their main occupation is fishing on that island. Then over here, we also have some brothers and sisters from Togo and Ghana. They too do fishing on the Atlantic Ocean. So now, you know, slaves walk in a single file. They'll be in a straight road while they'll be journeying to the point of no return. And the reason why they call it unknown destination, because the slaves don't even know where they are taking them to. So that's why they don't know maybe there's any country called Europe or America. That's why they call it unknown destination. Now, let's move to the point of no return.
Lane, you know what you're doing with that thing?
A little bit.
Now, slaves walk in a single file. Once the slave reach here, they will drink out of this water. Once they consume the water, we are told that they will lose their memories, but not for life, for 3 to 4 months. Who does the world? The world was done by the African ships, right? Because the slave ship is called cargo ship. The slave often normally revolt. They'll kill all the crew on board. They will not dislodge to say to any available land. The African ship now came. What can they do so that the slave will be less aggressive while taking it away? That's why they do the way. Once they drink the water, they lose their memory. Not for like for 3 to 4 months. By then they will have sailed down to Europe or America. Ironically, some say the water is still effective. Some say it's not effective, but I don't know how true is it. Now let's move. Nigeria is what? I say it's richer than American. We have it here. We have the raw material is here. What are we talking about? But because of mismanagement, you get it? That's why we are here today. So I don't know. We are blessed. We have everything. Look at the ocean. Look at the water. Do you know that some country have to import water into their country? You get what I'm saying? They turn desert to paradise because the leaders have a focus. They can think. Our one here in Africa, we only think of now We don't even think of the our coming generations that are coming. That's where we are today. Yeah, follow, don't worry. Okay. Point of no return. Once the slave got to this level, they will never come back to Africa again. If you notice the way we cross a lagoon, then we now enter the jungle. All this place to be a jungle, then why we have wild animals in those days. So tell me how the slave will be able to escape. So once they reach, they'll pass. Look at these two erected poles here. There used to be an object on top of this one, another object that is chained that corner, that we call it arc of departure. So they'll pass under the arc of departure. The European will arrange them over the waterfront. You know, they spent 3 to 4 months in the south. So they were stinking. They will now use their bucket, they fetches the water, splashes their body to wash before they will be taken away. Now, the state government came up that there should be another monument in conjunction with this arc of departure. That's why they are building what you are saying. So, but very soon. So now, you are welcome. If you are going through this way, you are going to Benin Republic, Togo, Ghana, Ivory Coast, on and on. And this is South America here, this way, and this is Europe here. Then if you are going this way, you are going back to Lagos or this. If you remember, when we got to the Heritage Museum, you see the replicant of the spaceship. The bottom, they will arrange this. Let's say this is the bottom of the spaceship. The first slave that will be here, his head will be here. The second one, the end, and the next slave head must be here. Another head must be here. Another head must be a leg, head, they will arrange it that way. The reason why they're doing that, they don't want them to communicate. They don't want to be so close so that nobody understand. So there'll be another deck. Another deck. So most of the slaves at the upper deck, when they pee and poop, we normally settle at the bottom. So majority of the slaves at the bottom got sick. The Europeans believe that the sixth slave will affect the early one. If a slave sick, they will dump the sixth slave in the Atlantic Ocean. Sometimes, if there's storm on the water, if the boat wants to capsize, for the balancing of the boat, they have to drop some slaves alive. And according to UNESCO, about 25 to 30 millions blacks have been taken away as a slave then. And there's only a few of them that made the journey because majority found themselves at the bottom of the slave ship. And my question is this. I used to tell people, those facilitators, both the African facilitators that started the trade and the European facilitators and the American facilitators, where are they today? They've gone, they've died. So what we're supposed to do now, because a lot of people are fighting for reparation, that they should pay African reparation or whatever. But how much are they going to give us or give Africa that will bring back the life of the... So what we just have to do, we should see ourselves as a human, black and white. The blood that flows in you is a red blood. Red blood. It's only the color, you know, that. So we should see ourselves as a one people. There should not be discriminating. There should not be segregation. Okay, understand? So we should come together as one to make the world a better place. You see, there's an island in Georgia called St. Simon Island in Georgia, in a Dover Creek. We call the place Igbo landing up today. Most of the Igbo slaves taken from Calabar and Bonny, they took them to Georgia. So when they got to Georgia, one day they rose up, they killed their masters. They held their hands together and they walked into their plantation. They drowned themselves, they committed suicide. But initially, this is what they said. When I read it on it, they said, we are repatriating to Africa. Look at that, we are going back to Africa. And they walk into the Atlantic Ocean, they drown. Spiritually, their spirit is here. This is not the way we're supposed to, because we have everything. You understand? Now, where am I driving at? That's the suffer we have been suffering at. because we sold our own brother and sister into slavery. That's why Africa is not developed.
Okay, so how's America? So America is really diverse. Are you guys all Nigerian? Yes. Okay, so are you guys from northern Nigeria? Yes. Okay, so I imagine, I haven't been there yet, but in northern Nigeria, it's a lot more dry, right? Like more desert. Yeah. So in the United States, it's like that also. Like in the West Coast, it's really desert, really dry. Everything is sand. In the middle, there's like giant mountains, like huge mountains. Then you go like where I live, and it's flat. Everything you could see, it's like the ocean, but it's green grass, and it's just flat, nothing there. Then further than that, it's like forests. It'd be like forests, but not like palm trees, like pine trees. Like if you ever see in American movies like Christmas trees, it'll be like all that. And then in the bottom of America, there's Florida, and it looks like this. So America's really huge. It's a huge continent. So, yeah, there's a lot of. Do you guys want to go to America? Yes. What parts do you guys want to go to? Any part? You guys don't have a preference, like New York, Georgia, Texas, New York, California? That's a good choice. I live in California now. Wow. Yeah.
I want to follow you. That's Nigeria.
No, that's not it. Make Nigeria to do better.
All right. Thank you guys. Bye.
They are very African, they are very friendly.
Hello. Right for you? Okay.
Alright, that's me. Come on, sit.
You say so.
One of the food, this one is called akpara. This is Badagry food, akpara. You know they use akpara. So because of time, we have to be going. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was pretty crazy. Hello. Wow.
Which country, sir?
USA.
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 Congrats, sir. Congrats.
Thank you.
Igbo, yes, okay.
What's up?
Do you know the meaning of Oyibo?
Do I know what?
You know the meaning? Oyibo?
No, what does it mean?
Oh, okay. Oyibo. Do you know that people are starting calling Oyibo? Oyibo means white man.
Oh.
Yeah, it's
Oyinbo?
Yoruba. Oyibo.
Oyinbo?
Yeah, Oyibo. Mean white man.
Is that what they just said?
Yeah, they are calling you that Oyinbo. You know when they see a white, they call, oh, wow, Oyinbo, white man, white man.
Is it a negative thing or is it just anything? It's just like, okay, white people. Is it like a bad thing, like when white people say?
No, it's not. No, it's not a bad thing. It's a good thing. It's just like, this is a white man.
Hello.
This is a European.
He's teaching us your
Oyibo.
Oyibo.
Only time back there, okay, I don't know Oyibo. She buni because mo no.
No, it's not the cause.
Oh, okay.
Not the cause. They are expecting you as a white man.
Oh, okay.
As a white man.